everyone, welcome to Flame Talk, where we'll be talking about hot topics such as communication issues, dating, and everything in between. Today, I am with Nelson from,
Montana Method Podcast. Thank you for having me here, Evie. I appreciate it.
there you go, you're welcome. We'll be talking about different things today. I will hand it over to Nelson so that he can tell you a little bit about himself and what we will be talking about.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you for having me in your space. As a person with a podcast, I don't invite everybody into my space, so I appreciate you doing that.
Okay.
I just hope to provide some value here today. I know Flame Talk, the name by itself is really interesting, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yes.
How'd you think of the name?
You know what? When I thought about Flame Talk, I thought about we're going to be talking about relationships. When we talk about relationships, there's different issues where people discuss cheating, going 50-50, and it just gets heated sometimes. So I figured, you know what? This is a catchy name, and I don't know, it flowed.
I like it. Heated discussions.
Heated discussion.
Hot topics.
Hot topics.
Do you remember that store? What was that store that sold all the rocker stuff? Hot Topic? Is that still around?
Yes. You know what? I think it still is.
I haven't seen that store in forever.
But I haven't been to the mall in a minute either.
Like
So-
Dolphin Mall, I guess. That's the only. Was it in any other mall? I don't know.
I'm sure it was. It was.
You know what though? I used to like their T-shirts. They had cool T-shirts.
They did.
They had like, you remember there was one that was instead of Marlboro, it said marijuana and it was green.
I do
Yeah.
remember that.
What was there was one that was like it had a Heineken. Anyway, it
The
was always
different-
yeah
Different
logos. They were funny.
No, they were.
Do you have any like funny? You wear like funny T-shirts sometimes?
It's been a minute. I really don't. I'm very girly girl. Girly girl.
Yeah, I'm not a funny T-shirt guy either.
So
It's not my style.
that's that.
So that's a good segue, right? So relationships.
Yes.
What do you think as far as style? Like what's a do's and don'ts as far as style? Like if someone's dating in the market.
Style, I think it all depends. People have different tastes. I always tell people, listen, whatever floats your boat. You understand? As far as like you're talking about going out on a first date, like what,
Yeah. What's a good thing? What's a good like casual or dress up? What do you I mean, obviously it depends on where you're going, right?
Exactly. It all depends where you're going. You know, if you're going to a movies, are you really gonna dress all the way up? You know, then again, you want to make your first impression.
Exactly.
First impression is everything. So, but I mean, let's be realistic. You're going to the movies. Are we gonna go all dolled up? Not really. I don't think so.
What's an appropriate first date?
Oh,
good question.
That's a good question. Inappropriate first date. I think you have to discuss like places. Like if we're talking and you tell me what do you like eating on a first date? I'm gonna use myself as an example. I'm very simple. You don't need to take me to STK or,
Capital Grill?
Capital Grill. I don't need that. I mean, if you take me, that's nice, but it's not a must.
I got
You understand?
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a must. Once I guess you guys discuss what do you like? What is the do's and don'ts?
As the man though, you know what I've discovered? That whole like, babe, what do you want to eat? That's just failure. Just pick a place. Right?
Yes.
As far as the man, that whole thing where, and obviously this is different. This is when you're in a relationship already, but it ties into what we're talking about.
Right.
I think as a man, you should just pick. That's your job. Just pick, and like, if she doesn't really like it, figure out a way to maybe show her a side of it she does like. Just get creative with it.
I agree. We
Okay,
women,
okay.
we tend to be very undecided. We be undecided. You ask us, what do you want to eat? And we're like, I don't know.
No. And then you start suggesting stuff, and it's like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah,
no,
I don't
that.
want pasta today.
So
That
instead
is
of
true.
so gentlemen, you heard it from a woman. Instead of asking, just pick a place. There you go.
Yes.
I'm
I
just
agree.
saying.
No, I agree.
So and then it's okay. She might not be super impressed, but the experience is really between the both of you. It's not even where you go. In my opinion, where
That's
you go
true.
really is honestly irrelevant. I've had great dates at like Starbucks. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Hey, I'm into fitness. So if you tell me let's pick up a protein shake or let's go for a shake or I'm good. Nowadays you don't know. These women like to pick like these expensive
Well.
restaurants. You heard hold on, did you hear about the cheesecake
No.
list?
No.
And you didn't hear that.
No. What is it?
Well, it's very how can I say? It went actually viral. A guy was taking a young lady to the Cheesecake Factory.
Okay.
When they got to the Cheesecake Factory, she told the guy she wasn't getting off, that she was too good, in other words, to go to
What?
Cheesecake Factory.
Bruh. I'm imagining myself taking somebody, because I consider Cheesecake Factory a decent restaurant. It's not McDonald's.
Listen, I don't have a problem with the Cheesecake Factory.
And she wasn't getting off?
She didn't get off. She told him he went to open the car door for her, and she was like, no. He got back in the car. He told her, waiting for you about an hour to get ready. You know, he had other plans, but because she took so long, they missed their reservation.
That is crazy.
So when he went to the Cheesecake Factory, homegirl said no, that she wasn't.
That's crazy, bro.
He told her, okay, I'm going to drop you off. And he dropped her off home. And it became something really viral.
I probably would have done the same thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's rude, bro.
Yeah, super.
Especially, look, I'm a little old school, so yeah, the man should pay. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you know the guy took time out of his day to ask you out. He's interested in you. Like he's showing. You know, again, I get it that women have options and like they deal with 100 men hitting on them every day.
Right.
But still, you took time out of you said yes. You're the one that said, all right, I'll go out with you or whatever. So damn, how are you gonna tell somebody, yo, I'm not getting off the car?
I agree.
If you agree to go out, so that means you're giving him permission to like pick the place
Right.
and do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So damn, you know, I don't know. That's just whack.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think that was really bad on her behalf. I don't see a problem with Cheesecake Factory. I love Cheesecake Factory.
Cheesecake
They have so
Factory's a
many
good first date.
options, and that's fine.
For a first date, I think that's great.
That's good. Then again, you don't know. These women be picking these high-end restaurants, and at the end of the day, you don't know if that man is going to end up paying, or you may have to go half and half, and you don't agree with that. So think about it. Stop picking all these expensive restaurants on your first date.
I like that. That's interesting.
They are those situations where men be like, hey, you know what? Yes, the norm is if someone invites you out to eat, normally they're paying.
Right.
Usually the man pays on the first date. After that, if
100%. I wouldn't let a woman pay on a first date. I would never let her pay for the food.
of course, I agree. But like I'm saying, there are situations where a man wants be like, hey, you're gonna pay your half. Or you have women that want to sit there
That's
and
a
order.
relationship thing already. Once you're official and you're boyfriend
agree.
girlfriend, that's. But when we're first couple of dates, you know, I'm a man. It is what it is. You know.
I agree, but to each their own. Everybody has their own, ways of.
I have an unpopular opinion for modern masculinity. I think the problem now isn't. Yes, some women are wild, right? They wilding. The reason they're wilding though is because a lot of men don't step up into their masculine role and they act feminine. So what does that have? What happens there is the woman now has to step into the masculine role, right? And then that only makes the man want to act more feminine. So most men that are like, oh, she's only after my money. Bro, no one wants to be with a broke ass dude. You know what I mean? Like
you gotta have something going for
you
yourself.
gotta have your finances in order. You don't have to be,
You don't have to be rich.
Warren Buffett, but
No.
you have to have your finances in order. If you're broke, don't date. Yo,
It's true.
tell me I'm wrong.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. Again, as a woman, you don't have to be rich, just like he said, but you got to have something going for yourself.
100%.
And especially if you want the woman you want to be the leader. Like, I'm a true believer. If I'm going to follow your lead, okay, what am I to follow you as a leader? What am I following? Are you not working? Are you just sitting around, playing around
100%.
on your PlayStation,
100%.
Xbox all day? And like, how am I supposed to follow that man's lead if you're doing that.
100%.
You know,
And let alone, yeah, I mean, obviously, this is way down the line from what we're talking about, first date and boyfriend, girlfriend, all that stuff. But maybe potentially, like, something could happen, whatever, I get her pregnant. She could be the mother of my kids. So how do and then even to take it a step further, if I ask her to marry me and stuff, how am I going to ask somebody to marry me? And how am I going to support them and support our kids if I can't even support myself?
agree.
You know what I mean? There has to be some sort of structure. And then the most common thing I hear is, no, but I want the ride or die, the one that met me when I was nothing and then we grew together. Yes, I get it. But, bro, you're asking a lot.
It's
You know,
true. It's true.
it's
No, I
asking a lot.
agree. I agree 100%. Definitely. You definitely got to have something going for yourself. And also, depending on the woman you're with, I know men don't care about women's finances,
No, we could care less.
but have something going for yourself, dude. You know, hey, things out here are expensive. Inflation is up. You go out just to eat something small.
Yeah.
Easily, you're going to spend $50, $60.
I spent $15 at Chipotle by myself. It's crazy.
It-
Chipotle.
Imagínate. So
Yeah,
imagine that.
Yeah.
You know,
For sure.
it's
Oh, so let me backtrack because you said something interesting. So, a man would date, like if you found a super hot chick that works at Burger King, he would date her, right?
right.
A woman would never do that.
You're right.
Oof.
There are women that
Oof.
will not do that. And
It goes
let's
back
not
to what
even-
I'm saying, though. I'm reinforcing my own point. If you're broke, you know what? Like,
But then again, you have people be like, "But why? If he's a good guy, why not give that guy that's working in Burger King an opportunity?" I always believe and think, if a woman, let's say now you meet a woman that's making six figures, that woman, let's be realistic, more than likely is not gonna date a guy that works in Burger King.
even the broke chick isn't gonna date a dude at Burger King. The broke chick is trying to look for
You know,
P Diddy. You know what I mean? No, but it's not for nothing. It's just the way dynamics are structured between men and women. And again, I'm a little different than most men. Most men will be like, oh, you know, it's not right. The women, they get DM'd by guys with money, and the guy with money always wins. Of course, it's the, you know what the difference is? If I get DM'd, for instance, if I'm getting DM'd by a really attractive woman and an unattractive woman, who am I gonna respond to? I'm
right?
gonna respond to the attractive woman because what men are driven by is female beauty. What women are driven by is different. You have to be a provider. It's just we're different.
I agree 100%. Man, and I might get criticized for this, and that's fine. I'm not a feminist. I'm not a feminist. Men and women are different. You understand? We are different. We're not the same. I'm not trying to be Miss, hey, I got it all. No, can we do it? Absolutely. Yes. I can go up 15 steps with, 10 bags and be like, okay, do I want to do it? No. You understand what I'm saying? And I think the roles now, because so many women nowadays, are career driven and all of that stuff that, we have this issue now where everybody wants to be like, hey, Mr. Independent, I got this,
I don't know if you know who Don Dinero is or remember him.
Yes,
He was a guest on my podcast recently, and he had a trip. He went on a tour in Colombia, and then he said, it's so funny. In South America, they teach women to be good wives and good mothers. And in the United States, we're teaching women to be independent women. And the dynamic is so different. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, the dynamics as far as relationships, forget economy and money and all that. That's a
Right.
whole other animal. As the dynamics as far as relationships, they look pretty happy to me.
Yes, a lot of men are going outside of the states to look for women. For that reason, they're different. There's men that will tell you, I don't date American, Western women, for those reasons. Women here, we like to talk back. Men don't like that. We're very independent. And,
Men,
as a
men don't care because you're at the end of the day, you're not going to give us money. You know what I mean?
You're right. That's true. But I don't know. That's been like a trending thing now where everybody's like, I don't know. Have you heard of the passport bros or something like that?
Yeah, I know who they are.
Okay. Where everybody now is just like,
Yep.
let's go to DR, let's go to Colombia, because
For all these places. Yeah.
because of the women are more, they're ladies.
Which is interesting because so we're Hispanic, right? We come from that. We come from the traditional, man's the leader, woman raises the children. And then we get here and we see, I don't know about you, but my grandparents, they're they were married forever.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like
Same.
my tia abuela, my grandma's sister, my aunt, she's been married 57 years. So it's crazy because our generation likes to sit here and think they know it all. Like, bro, the proof is in the pudding.
It's true.
I want a relationship like my grandmother had. I want it to last 60, 70 years. I want to die with the same woman and have a bunch of
Yep.
kids and be happy and make it that long. And in order to make that long, I mean, you just have to look at other people that did it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, granted, the dynamics are different. It's harder to make money and all that stuff. But, bro, it is also the easiest time in history to become an entrepreneur and make money. And so it's 50,
Yes.
it goes both ways, right?
I definitely agree with you 100% with that. Definitely. It's sad because you don't see that nowadays. People are getting divorces like left to right. And it's like, it's nothing. It's
Hookup
like,
culture
oh,
is
okay.
crazy.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's like, okay, it's nothing. And then down the line, you see them married within 3 months again. Or they just don't get married at all, which, in my opinion, I don't see people getting married like that anymore. It's decreased, declined. It's sad because you don't see that. And back with our parents, grandparents, aunts, just like you said, they hung in there. It's the ride or die. Been there for married, over 50 years.
100%.
So
Yep. And then also another thing that like the modern generation, they're like, no, I want to be a career woman. I want to do something with my life. And I'm like, listen,
Yep.
if you think raising kids and having a house in order and doing all that is not hard, you got another thing coming. Let's start with that first.
agree.
Second, that is the most important job on the planet. Okay, women make all the humans.
Yeah,
I mean, what's more important than that?
you're right. You're right about that.
You know what I mean? So this whole thing about modern women saying no, because I want to do I want to be a career woman. Being a housewife is like, oh, there's no point. I disagree completely.
Well, listen, getting to that. Of course, I don't have children. I'm not married. But I have friends that that are married with children, and it's tough. It's a tough job. Seeing them, trying to keep your house in order, get the kids ready for school, do activities with the kids if you have them in some sort of activity, and go home, cook, clean, do this. It's tough. It's tough. That's a full-time job in itself. And I want to say there's a lot of problems also with that in the relationships because again, women they stay at home. If you can do it, hey, more power to you. And you have those that are no, I'm very career driven, and it's just hard. Takes a lot of work.
So a while back, I was watching this video that talked about something super interesting. Check this out. So back in the Renaissance,
Okay.
it was normal to be a merchant. A merchant was people, you had these little markets, one sold fruit and one sold swords and one sold clothing. And who ran it? The wife and the husband. They ran it together. So guess what? It was a lifestyle to be an entrepreneur and do it as a couple and grow something together as a couple. What would happen the night before? The couple would be like, hey, babe, remember, we got to go pick up the fruits from the farm. We got to go get the milk from the cow. We got to go do this. We got to go do that. So that way tomorrow everything's ready to sell. You were building it together. What happens now? He works at some corporate career. She works at some corporate career. They all work 10 hours a day. And then 10 years pass after they got married and they look at each other and they're like, I don't know why I don't love you anymore. Maybe it's because you're never around each other. How about that?
That's true.
The dynamics are so different. I saw that and I was like, wow, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense. And it's true. It's very true. I agree. I think also nowadays, everything, the cost of living, man, inflation, that is very hard. I mean, if you have it, by all means, hey, more power to you. But it's just so hard to stay at home, take care of the kids, and just put that load on one person. I feel it's key if you are married, you have children, guys, you have to date. You have to spend time together, send the kids to abuela, somebody to take care of the kids for a little bit, maybe a getaway for a weekend. And it is key. I can't emphasize that enough.
For sure.
Spend time together. Like, keep that romance, everything that at the beginning of the relationship you guys had going, keep it going. I think
sure.
after a while, people just feel comfortable and that's it. It's like, we get adapted, we get comfortable. There's no more.
That's another reason why someone might say down the line, "Oh, I don't love you anymore," or whatever. Like, fall out of love. Maybe it's because you guys don't act like you used to. You know what I mean? When I first met you, I used to buy you flowers every Wednesday.
Exactly.
I used to take you out to eat once a week. I used to do this. I used to do that. We used to go on vacation every couple months. We used to do all these things together. And now it's like, whatever. We're together. So
I agree. I think that's key. But if that's one thing I can tell you guys is because I have friends that are married with kids. I've had friends that have been divorced, and you guys got to, don't stop dating. Stop, take time out. Send them kids away for a little bit. It's okay you send them away for a weekend, or even a day. If you can't do a weekend, maybe a day. Take that. Okay, guess what? My man or my wife, it's off on Tuesdays. Guess what? I'm going to spend the day today.
Right.
We're going to go out to eat. We're going to go wherever. Do whatever.
100%.
Do it.
No, it's important.
Yeah.
All these little things, right, that you wonder, that goes back to what I was saying. If you're in a serious relationship and both of you have jobs, consider like starting something together. Starting a business or like an online store, something. I don't know.
Yes.
A YouTube channel. I don't know. But that'll just make and involve the family. You
Right.
know what I mean? If you got kids, involve as many people as you can because guess what? That's time you're going to spend together.
Yes.
You're building together. You're creating something where now it's going to generate money. You're going to be able to quit your job at some point once that's generating money, right? So now it's going to be even more time you're spending together. So for me, I know it's not for everybody. If you have not considered it yet, consider starting your own thing. Whether you want to create content, open a business, open a company, whatever it is, because that's only going to make your relationship better. And that like ride or die that you're looking for, that could give you guys a cause. It could give you reason to become that ride or die or make you build a stronger bond, get your kids involved in what you're doing.
I agree.
It'll unite the family.
Yes. I think after COVID, it gave so many people opportunities to become entrepreneurs. I want to say I started, when I first started with Flame Talk, that's when it was. Fortunately, I didn't keep up with it. But yes, after COVID, so many people became entrepreneurs. And now that's the thing. Do it. If you want to open up something, go for it. Do it. It's the beginning of the year. Don't say I'm going to wait Monday or I'm going to start another day. No, put a plan together. Write your goals down, journal, and and do your thing because it's true. I agree.
And I'll take it a step further. That could be a good test for your significant other. If you come up with this idea and you're like, man, I want to make more money. I want to be that guy or that person. That could be a test. And it could be the male or the female that comes up with the idea. I'm not being exclusive to one gender or the other. You bring up the idea to your significant other and you say, hey, I'm tired of spending 8 hours apart from you every day. The both of us have these jobs. We both hate these jobs. We don't like what we do. We're spending time away from the kids. I want to build this. This is my idea. I want to do this so that way we make more money. We can spend more time together. We get the kids involved. And now, instead of a babysitter or whatever, or after school care, now you could be taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Now,
agree.
instead of someone else raising our kids, it's us raising our kids. We spend more time together. We'll have more money. We can do vacations, do things together. That could be a great test.
I agree. That's 100% a great idea. Go for it. There's so many people that either they don't eat, they're more career driven than maybe entrepreneurs. You have
Right.
that. But I think nowadays in this economy, you can't go wrong with that. You really can't. And you're leaving something for your children in the future.
For sure.
Be it real estate. You know, that's now properties and
Yes.
the Airbnb, short-term rentals. That's the way to go. Leave something, a legacy for your children.
For sure. Yeah, that's something some people don't understand like how that ties into relationships, but it's a big one.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
agree,
and
100%.
there's no real excuse nowadays to if you really want to start a business, to start a business. You know, you could create content, you could start an online store, you could do a
Yes,
million different things.
I agree. There's so many things nowadays. Do your research, find your passion, and follow that and do it.
100%.
Yes.
So Evie, I think this has been a great episode.
Yes, it has. It's been a pleasure, Nelson.
First of many, I hope.
Yes, this is just the first one. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. There's more to come, more interesting topics. Make sure you follow Flame Talk. Today I'm here with TNA Associates with Nelson. I am tagging his page so you guys can follow him. Stay tuned. If you have any topics that you want me to talk about, please feel free to DM me.
For sure. Make sure to subscribe, like the channel.
Yes.
Leave a comment below. Let her know what else you want her to talk about. And you guys can follow me at Montana the Prophet on Instagram, Montana Method Mindset, TikTok, Instagram, all that stuff. Find me on YouTube at Montana Method. And you can find us here at TNA Associates, TNA.Associates on Instagram. So thank you guys for your time. And Evie, thank you for the invitation. I appreciate
Thank you.
it. See you on the next one.
Yes.